Hey everyone, Eddie here. Chris and Mike are on the other side, and this week we actually do not have a guest. It's just going to be us three dingbats, and we're talking the Masters. And more importantly, we rank Tiger's majors from 15 to 1 or 1 to 15, however you want to think about it. Enjoy the show. Well, let's jump right into this then. I mean,
let's do it.
Did you guys watch any of the Masters today? Let's talk a little bit about the Masters for our viewers today. I mean, it's first round. Mike apparently didn't watch anything because I guess you're not a golf fan anymore, Mike.
Or some of us work, Eddie.
Okay, that's not an excuse. Not an excuse at all. Chris, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on the first round?
I haven't seen how it ends. I've got to the point where Bryson he birdied 9 to get to 200. That's
okay.
So I still have.
So this is going to be okay. So I'm not going to say anything to you guys then. So we're just going to move right on past this since I've watched it all and I don't want to ruin it for you guys.
Right now, Justin, he missed that short birdie putt on 11.
Okay.
The par 5.
Yeah.
It's not 11. It's 13. He missed that short one where he hit a wedge in there from 50 yards. He missed that short one.
Okay.
That's literally the last shot I saw.
All right. I'm not going to say anything then.
I'm kind of curious now.
Okay. No, it was a great round. I mean, I thought it was a very as far as weather-wise, it was nice. The greens were super hard. Especially with all the rain that they got. Actually, the greens I thought were very, very hard. And I mean, I think your first round leader is he's been there before, and that's I guess all I'm going to say. For all the listeners, they're going to be like, "Well, golly, this is yeah."
You're not ruining anything. I'm going to look it up later.
You're going to look it up later, but I don't want to ruin it for Chris like in the spot. Obviously, this is going to be on the internet here, in 2 hours. But
you're going to post this in 2 hours?
Possibly.
I love it. Let's do it.
I mean, I have to. So, anyways, listeners, this is going to be a new one for us. We don't have a guest, but it's just us three. So we're sorry, but congratulations and you're welcome.
Not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. I don't even know if most of the people they probably know who me and you are, Mike. But Chris, since you came on board last year, you've been on an episode with us with Taylor and a couple others as actual guests. But listeners, we brought Chris on full time. We're paying him $0. He makes more money caddying, believe it or not, than he does with this show. So we're
very believable.
We are very happy to have him because he brings, all jokes aside, he brings a lot of really great golf insight. And honestly, Chris, I was really, really happy that you said yes when we asked you to semi-marry us last year at Bardenay. Is that where we kind of talked about
Bardenay
this?
is where this whole...
Is that where we proposed?
I think that's where the it kind of had its it was kind of conceived there, for lack of a better way to put it. Yes.
Because your favorite drink exists there. Tell the listeners about your favorite drink.
It's my favorite drink ever, anywhere. And I can't wait to go back to Boise again this year for another one. So
we can't wait to have you back too. We can't wait to have you back too.
Please, thank you.
I literally have made the balsamic reduction in the house. I thought about making one for the pod tonight, but I didn't get home until late. I didn't get off the golf course until almost a little bit after 5 o'clock here. And it's an hour home and to eat dinner and take a shower and then kind of prep a little bit for this again. And
you didn't need a shower for us.
No, I needed a shower for my wife.
Okay, that's better.
She just got home. She was in New Orleans, so she just got home today as well. So,
oh, very cool. Wait, so you said you on the golf course? Were you working today? Like, were you looping?
I did. Yeah. I'm looping locally at a place called Old Chatham in between. Starts on the Corn Ferry now.
Nice, love it. Okay. Well, besides the Masters preview, we're going to do something that everybody in the industry has done before, and Mike and I actually were talking about this earlier today. That we're going to rank Tiger's majors, all 15 of them. Listeners, so
we're gonna try.
We're gonna try. Like it
doesn't give us much time. It's like 3 minutes a piece
per major, and we're gonna go from 15 to 10, 10 to 5, 5 to 1, and we're gonna randomly also have some new segments too for us guys. We're going to do a segment called Fill in the Blank. And then, are you in or are you out? And the rules are easy. Fill in the blank is you guys have done that before. But are you in or are you out? I'm going to say a sentence. And then that means if you are in, that means you kind of agree with it or you get with it. But if you're out, then you're like, nah, I'm out. Got it?
Got it.
Got
I'm
it.
sure we'll review these later. I carry a golf bag. I'm not a smart guy, so
100%. Yeah. Just look at your yardage book. It's good.
yeah, I don't have a yardage book for questions. Like,
Okay. Who
I
wants to
feel
go?
like I need a press corps to hand me like my response packet.
It's true. It's true. All right. Who wants to go first?
For majors or for your game of in or
No,
out?
for the majors. Let's do the majors first. We'll save fill in the blank later.
I mean, for me, it's hard to really just rank the bottom half.
It's true, but this is content, Mike. You just got to do it. This is just your only assignment all week.
But I ranked my content from best to worst, and I stopped after like 7.
Wait, you did? You went from
I picked my top ones because those are the memorable ones. The
Those are the
bottom
easy
ones for
ones.
me are
that's the harder one for you.
Tiger won again.
Okay. Well, let's start. What are your 15 to 10?
My 15 to 10, I have O2 Masters. So this is really not in a particular order, but
Oh, this is
O2
you're supposed to.
Masters.
This is a ranking show, Mike. You're supposed to do that.
Nobody looks at the bottom half.
Okay, go ahead.
So I have O2 Masters, O6 PGA, O7 PGA, 99 PGA.
Ooh, 99 PGA and that 15 to 10.
Yeah, but we're talking like for me, I ranked them for memorability.
Okay, fair enough.
Be memorable, not were they part of a slam? Like what was memorable about the tournament for me?
Sure.
So,
Okay.
and I'm old. We're talking 25 years ago for some of these things. So
He is having a 40-year-old crisis, by the way, Chris. We'll get into that later.
I'm living my best midlife crisis.
You are.
You're succeeding.
Let's see. Then I have O5
Hold on. Is it? Did you give us 5?
bottom 5.
Yeah, 15 to 10.
What did I have? O6
There's 1 year.
PGA,
Mhm.
O2 Masters, 99 PGA,
3,
O7 PGA,
4,
and then O5 Open.
5.
British.
Okay, there you go. That's not bad.
Go 5 British Open.
Chris, what's your 10 to 15 or 15 to 10? Sorry.
Well, I kind of did the same way that Mike did, but that's okay. I'm going to say, in no particular order, I kind of agree with Mike. I don't think any of his PGAs were terribly memorable.
Sure.
So we can go 06, 07 PGAs, 2000 PGA. Wow.
Dang, 2000 PGA.
I'd say I have a PGA.
Wait till I get my
higher up the
Wait
list.
till I get my hand on this list.
Yeah, you're going to be different because I'm going by, to me, like that. I mean, that was the Tiger Slam. That was the last one of it.
Yeah.
I get it. But at the same point, to me, it's one of those, it's great he won 4 majors in a row, but then he won that one. Then it was the Masters. Like it kind of was like a stall after that. So
Sure.
I guess, I don't know. I guess I could maybe change, but definitely the 99 PGA.
No, you don't need to change anything at all. This is your list, Chris. You have to own this.
And then
There are no wrong answers unless
There
Eddie
are no
disagrees.
wress answers. It's true.
Unless Eddie says so.
Unless Mike
and I'll
says so.
go
Unless Mike speaks.
for my 10.
Okay, so here's my 15 to 10. I actually did rank them. So 15th, I got 2007 PGA, Southern Hills. It was hot. It was really,
Yep.
really hot. He shot that 62 and a half in the second round that he almost made that birdie, and he beat Woody Austin by 2. So I got that ranked 15th. I got 14th. I got 2006 PGA. All rounds are in the 60s. It was at Medina. It was his second win there, and Sean McKeel got second. And then at 13, I got 2002 U.S. Open. It was at Bethpage, and he held off Mickelson. Pretty good one. 2005, all my notes, and 12 are ho-hum. Just 2005 Open. A British Open, that is.
Right.
And then on number 11, I got 2002 Masters, which I thought was kind of cool because like it was like when the big three were there, Tiger, Retief, Ernie, and Phil, you know. I think that was
Yeah,
kind of a
just a
cool one,
South
but
African contingent because they were kind of owning the U.S. Opens at that point.
they were. Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, Retief arguably should have won his. He missed that little short one.
Yeah. And then I think Phil or Ernie put it in the drink on 13, which is very
Yeah,
hard to do
yeah.
on Rays Creek on the left side. Yeah. And then rounding out number 10 is just 2006 British Open. It was his second Open win, but it was his first after his father's passing. I thought that was kind of cool. That had to have made top 10, you know? It just meant something to him.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
Other than, well, we'll leave that one for later. But
All right. 9 through 5, Mike, or 9 through 6.
So I had, these are still mildly unranked, but I have 01 Masters and 02 US Open in like the 9-10 slot.
Okay.
I started ranking at this point. So I have 05 Masters,
So when the real work happened.
I had the real 2000 British.
Mm-hmm. First
And
win.
then I
St.
had
Andrews.
2000 PGA. That finger wag chasing the putt in
Yeah. Bob May,
is yeah.
which Chris apparently hates.
Whenever you watch like those old Tiger dominating videos that ESPN made like 10 years ago, that's always
It's always the first,
It always
first
makes
like
it,
little
yeah.
clip. Yeah, it,
Right.
it really is. Yeah, he was so young there. Okay, so that was 9 through 6.
Yep.
Okay. All right, my 9 through 6. Number 9, I got 2005 Masters. I thought that deserved top 10 because you know his famous chip in on 16.
Right.
And it basically ruined Chris DeMarco's career. I mean, what did Chris DeMarco actually do after that?
I think he opened a chain of steakhouses.
I think there you go. And then number 8, I got 2001 Masters. That's where he completes the Tiger Slam, holds off Els and then Duval. And then number 7, I got the 2000 British, which is his first Open at St. Andrews. Very dominant. I can't remember who came in second.
And that was what gave him the career slam too, right?
I think so. Well, no. He created the Tiger Slam. Oh, the career. You mean the career Grand Slam?
Right.
That's a good question.
2000. I think his 2000 British made him the youngest career Grand Slam.
yeah, because he won those. It went Masters, PGA, 97 Masters, 99 PGA, 2000 US Open, 2000 British Open.
British, yeah.
Okay.
But he completed it in 2000.
Got it. Okay. And then at number 6, I do have 99 PGA when he held off Sergio, and that was his first win at Medina. But I like that major because that's kind of when Garcia kind of came out of it was that tree shot where he closed his eyes and he just cut it. I like that.
Jumped after it.
I thought that, yeah, exactly.
Jump.
Yeah. Listeners, Chris just did the hold off butter cut or banana slice cut. Yeah.
If I had room, I'd go run and do the jump too, but I
yeah. You probably don't have the hops too.
I'd rather do if I
actually
wasn't
have the
worried
hops.
about pulling a hamstring, I would do the jump.
Yeah. All right, let's get Chris, 9 through 6.
05 Masters,
Yeah, number 9. Okay.
2000 Open. It's almost the same as yours.
Yeah.
2001 Masters and 06 Open.
Okay. I was
It
talking
makes
about.
our top 5 almost identical.
I think Mike and I were like, I wonder if all three of us are going to rank like
Yeah.
kind of like all three of them just because of obviously what they mean. So, Chris, let's just stay with you. Let's do 5 through 1. That
How
old
about we
fashioned looks
start
really
1
good, by the
through
way.
5?
Are you drinking an old fashioned? Yeah, you are.
I am not. It's just
Is that iced tea?
No, it's Woodford Rock.
Oh, Woodford. God bless you. I love it. All right, 5 through 1.
Not much left.
Ooh, Woodford Reserve, listeners, is a staple in my household. Mike, listeners,
Hey, I have Woodford here too. I got Woodford Rye though.
let me finish.
Rye. I have the rye in the other room.
Ooh, Mike is like the biggest whiskey connoisseur that doesn't drink it, but he has all these bottles
Of
that are just
scotch.
in his. I don't even know if you have a decanter.
I have 3 decanters, and they're all filled with things I don't remember what I put in them.
Correct. Yeah.
They're
And then you
all
have
just
like,
probably cheap bourbons for when I'm making hot toddies in the winter.
yeah, 20 bottles that are just sitting there. It's a really great collection. But
Oh, I'm
anyways,
sorry. I thought I was.
Chris, 5 through 1.
I'm trying to. Because my list only has 14.
You forgot one.
I did. That's why I was like, let me start forward.
I wonder if our 3, 2, and 1 are going to be the exact same. I have a feeling they are.
Oh, there it is. I got it. Okay, I have 5 is the O2 Open. 4
Okay,
is the
at Bethpage.
05.
Okay, well,
Yep. 3, I have the 2006 Open.
wait, sorry, what was number 4?
5 Open.
Okay.
Then 6 Open is at 4. The 2008 U.S. Open, 97 Masters is my first.
I know which one you missed.
Well, yeah, what was number? Yeah,
Where's 2019 Masters?
where's 2019?
Oh, there it is. That's it. Thank you.
That's number 0.
That's the most recent one. That's 0.
I think as a human being, that's his most memorable one because he was really humanized there, walking off
Sure.
with the family. And I think that one that's the one where you could kind of see in my eyes, like the Tiger Or was over.
Mm.
Like nobody at that point, it likely will be his last one.
Mm.
And I think that one solidified him as a human being as opposed to a golfer in my eyes. That one made him. You saw him as a dad, as a father, as a player, as a son, like and a husband. Well, I guess she wasn't married then, but that was the most complete, other than when Elin was around, that I'd seen him.
Right.
That was as complete a life as he had post divorce, in my opinion.
Yeah, I like that. Mike, 5 through 1.
So I have 06 British, winning after his dad passed. I have 08 U.S. Open, winning on a torn ACL.
Number 4. Okay.
Mildly impressive. 2000 U.S. Open, just disgustingly dominating.
Yeah. Number 3.
Number 3, yeah, that's 7-iron up the hill from well over 200 yards out of the rough.
Just so good.
It's not a fair fight, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then I have
Roger Maltby.
97 Masters 2, and then I have 19 Masters is 1.
Okay.
I mean, I think 19 Masters for me can, without context, can stand alone. But for you and I, that was an awesome, fun weekend too. So that's what gets the cherry on top.
Yeah,
we were out in Hawaii, hanging out, having just a great guy weekend, watching Masters. So
did we ever tell you that story, Chris?
No, but I have a really good one for you guys after the.
Okay.
Share your first.
Let me do my 5, and then we'll talk stories. I love that. Yeah. So my 5, I got number 5, 2000 PGA with Bob Bay. I just thought that was really memorable. I think it was it his first PGA? No, I think it was.
That was his second. He won in 90.
Yes, his first was number 4. I do have 2000 U.S. Open for obvious reasons. Oh, my little trivia is what was his win? How many strokes did he win by, and who finished second?
And which one?
2000 U.S. Open at Pebble.
He won by
12,
14 or 15, I thought.
Keep going.
Because I know he was 12 under, and I know that everybody else was over par, right?
Right. So he won by 15 strokes.
15.
And the runners-up were
Ooh.
non-Americans, and one of them was the Big 3.
I don't remember. I was
Chris?
Retief.
Without looking, obviously.
No, I looked. So
you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, pretend you didn't. We'll say you're smart.
He won by 15. He was 12 under. It was Ernie Els and Angel Jimenez.
Angel, gotcha.
Yeah. And then number 3, I do have the 3, 2, and 1 were kind of easy for me. Number three is the 2008 U.S. Open. One, I
Okay.
was there. I watched the entire week, and I was greenside when he made the putt. However, I was 15 people deep, and as you both know, you guys have both been to events. 15 deep means you don't see anything.
Right.
You
So
just feel it.
you just feel it. So I
Palpable.
I was looking at my buddy. It was like we were in a mosh pit, and we were just waiting for the groans or the yells, and obviously it happened, and it was one of my favorite golf memories ever. And obviously whatever happened to Rocco after that, I knew he'd make it. I knew he'd make it. Uh,
I have a great story about Rocco.
awesome.
I'll finish that. I have two
Okay.
great stories.
And then number two is the 2019 Masters. I just think it was his last one ever. He won't win another golf tournament again.
I feel like you should put a bet on that. Oh wait.
Yeah. Oh wait, there's a bet there.
But
I, I,
wait,
I
there's
think
more.
I think we've told the listeners about it, but we may have to remind them. And then obviously number one is 97. It's the first one. It's historic, 12-stroke win. It changed golf as we know it. Let's see, in 1997 in April, I was only 16 years old, and it basically, I mean, it vaulted me into golf and like my love for it. So that's my first one.
And my favorite part about 97 Masters is hearing the stories about the day before too.
Oh
Shoots
yeah,
59, goes out, hits birdie hole in one on the next day, and Mark Amir's like, "Screw this, I'm going home."
right, yeah, and I think that was down at Seminole, or
um, oh shoot, where was that?
it was in Augusta, because remember
No,
he
no,
had.
no.
Do you guys
It
remember
wasn't
what he shot
Augusta.
on his front nine on the first
40.
round? Chris, do you know
Yeah,
this?
40,
He
40.
shot 40, yeah, and then he shot 30.
went 40, 30 to shoot
Yeah,
70.
you guys see, this is why we're friends. You guys know good trivia. I love this.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
watched almost every shot of that.
Yeah. Gosh, it really did change it for me. Golf it was really, really great. Okay, listeners, those are our majors ranked. So give us, when you guys are listening to this, give us some feedback and comment on whatever platform you're on, and tell us what your ranks are. So we'd appreciate that. Okay, so Mike, you had a story.
Isleworth was where Tiger
It
shot
was
59
Isleworth.
birdie.
Oh gosh, yeah.
There it is. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard that story.
Yeah, with him and Marco. Yeah.
So I
Is this
that pertain to both things. So
your
I have
DeMar-
Rocco's story.
your DeMarco? Okay, go ahead.
So this is a Rocco story, back of the range, TPC Sawgrass, as told to me by a former guest, Cody Blick. Rocco's talking about some of the coolest moment that he's ever had. He said the first tee in the 18-hole playoff on Monday. He walks to the tee. He didn't sleep. He hasn't really eaten. He's running on pure adrenaline and caffeine. And he gets to the tee and he's like kind of nervous. And, hey, Tiger, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. They shake hands. They go to the tee. And Tiger takes the ball and freehand draws a perfectly straight line on the ball. And right then, Rocco said, I knew I was fucked.
I love that. I don't
That's
know.
beautiful.
I don't know where I heard that recently, but I did, and it's so good.
It's so great.
Gosh, I love it.
My other story that pertains to you guys, and the cool thing is the guys I worked with today, I'll work with them the next 3 days as well. And they're 4 friends, and they come down and they play at Old Chatham every week for the Masters, and they go to the Masters on Wednesday, and they come in noon on Thursday at Old Chatham. They stay in the cottage on site, and they play golf in the morning. We tee off at 8:30 each day now, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then they go and they sit in the cottage and they watch the Masters together.
Oh man,
the best.
Like, how cool is that?
That made me think of something. Does golf now have somebody like Tiger where they have that effect that they can just mark their ball with a line and go, oh, I'm done?
No,
I don't think so.
I think the best players in the world now are like Scotty Scheffler's just too nice of a guy.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
But does he have that? But I guess what I mean by that is does he have that effect? Like
He's
he
not
would.
Because
going
I
to.
think to have that effect, I think you have to be a level of intimidating that Scotty's too nice for.
Hold on a second. You don't think Scotty's intimidating?
No, I think he's intimidating with his skill, but like he'll talk to
That's what I
you while
mean.
he's leading by one against you coming down the stretch on Sunday. He'll still talk and hang out with you. Like
Yeah.
Tiger like shut you out.
Tiger
Yeah. I
said,
mean,
"I'm
he.
standing here in front of you. You acknowledge my presence, and then in order to win, you have to go through my aura."
Yeah.
Right.
He had a level. You're right. He had a level of dickness that just was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
And I just don't think many people possess that. Or I don't want to say possess, but I don't think many people can play good golf in that frame of mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like it's Jedi level stuff there
Yeah.
to be able to.
And I don't even know if that's a bad thing that we don't have something like that. Like just
No,
think of
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
the
I was just
insane
wondering.
talent we have spread across the
Yeah.
tour right now. So
I gotcha.
I think golf for me is I've always enjoyed one of the interesting components of it is there's almost nobody that if they're leading on a Sunday, you're like, it'd be nice to see that guy win. Like baseball, like you have your teams you hate. Football, like any other sport, you have your team, maybe a couple teams you like, teams you hate. But in golf, like unless there's some huge jerk, we're just happy to see great golf, and whoever wins, dude, did you see how we played? Like, we're happy for it.
But Tiger had both people. Tiger had his haters and his lovers because for one, they're like, I don't want Tiger to win because they think he's an asshole, or I don't want Tiger to win because I'm sick and tired of him winning. Kind of like the '90s Yankees.
I think Tiger set the tone way different though. His
How so?
very first interview he does with Curtis Strange. You guys remember this?
I do.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I think that sets the tone for who he is, and it doesn't even say who he became because it's totally different. He was already that person. Like
right.
from day one when he got there, he was like, "I'm not worried about everybody else. I came to win. I'm either going to win or I'm going to lose, but I'm going to win more." And he came with that attitude. And I don't even think he came with that belief. I don't even think it's an attitude.
Yeah.
Like, he came with that belief that nobody was good enough to beat him. And it's kind of like Brooks Koepka might be the only other guy that I see in today's world
Ooh, I like that comparison.
Yeah,
that could
Yeah.
get there because if Brooks can get back to the form that he had before, he can have that imposing aura
Mm.
that you're uncomfortable to stand on the tee around, and he embraces that just like Tiger did.
Okay, two follow-ups to that. Do you think Tiger would be a different person and a player on the course if he didn't have his father in his ear? Like, say his father just kind of let him go, and obviously the talent's going to still be there because he's Tiger Woods, and it was a God-given talent. But obviously, Earl was a huge part of one, who he was as a person, obviously two, how he was as a player. So say he just had his first coach, I forget his name, but say he was just coached by his coaches throughout his year, throughout his junior years, and then obviously into Butch and then to Hank and Foley and all the others. Do you think he would be a different player and a person if his dad just was
yeah,
like
but I
the
do. But I think that
non-sports
that
dad?
question is answered off the course. I think who he was is because of how his dad drove him when he wasn't playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
But that's my point, though, is like, what if his dad was just completely out of the picture and he was the non-sports dad, and he's just like, Tiger, go have fun. We trust me and Tilda. We trust your coaches. Go have at it.
No, I think he's still probably one of the greatest golfers we ever saw. Like the
I
talent was
agree
still
with that.
there, but I think that next level came from. I read an article once about like the true greats of all these sports have a just a clear difference between them and everybody else when it comes to the amount of time they put in. And like you hear stories about Kobe and he's
Hmm.
going to the gym at 4 in the morning so he can get two extra workouts in during the day. And I don't think Kobe is the basketball player he is if he shows up at 10 o'clock in the morning like everybody else.
Yeah,
And I don't think
but
Tiger is that type of person unless he had a person like Earl too, from a
that's what I'm
very young
saying.
age saying this is the only acceptable way to go after golf.
Yeah, and that's my point. Is I think he would be completely different. He would be a level different if Earl was not. so hard and standing back with him with jingling his change and, challenging his mind and his mental game.
Yeah, I think Earl made him the mental giant and the competitor that he became.
100%.
I think that Tiger made himself the golfer that he became. Because I think you can define him in two different ways. You can define him as a golfer, and you can define him as a competitor.
How do you think, expand on that? How do you think he made the golfer who he is? How do you think Tiger made the golfer who he is?
I think Tiger was brave enough to realize that if he made small, minute changes, he could get better, or in his mind, he could. I don't think Earl necessarily agreed with a lot of that. I think Earl was like, you can beat anybody, anytime, anywhere. You have enough game. Why are we trying to change things?
Sure. But Tiger was the ultimate tinkerer.
He tinkers more than Phil. Phil tinkers daily.
Yeah.
But I think he. I mean, I don't know why Lexus never signed it. Lexus, their motto for a long time was relentless pursuit of perfection.
Yeah.
And that's what Tiger was pursuing.
Never thought about that. You blew your shot, Lexus.
Like, I feel like I remember thinking that like so loud and clear as a kid, and then he signed with Buick, and I was like, where did that come from?
Well, it's because he won. It's because he won the championship 6 times in a row.
But I mean, I think that Tiger as a golfer would always be competitive and good. But if you take just his golfing skill away, I don't think I shouldn't say that backwards. If you take his competitive side away, where he was just a 1/10% of the people who have ever lived as far as competitors go. If you take that and you make him an average competitor with his golf game, he wins. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't dominate a sport for 15 years the way he did. That is just a mental pursuit of saying, I will never quit. I will never turn every shot. Like, I have the utmost respect, because it doesn't matter whether it was the first shot on Thursday, the last shot on Friday, or the last shot on Sunday. It got the same attention every time for decades.
I think that's what truly set him apart from everybody else.
I can't impress upon you. And I think one of the most amazing stats in golf is this consecutive cut streak.
Yeah.
142.
I think my favorite Tiger stat is his strokes to par in majors versus everybody else.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Nobody, you didn't have a chance.
Do you think that's better than DiMaggio's 63?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because he did it through a time where the game was evolving, it's so fast.
Yeah.
Like he rode the coattails of Freddie's coattails kind of, and then he just took over a sport for essentially 2 decades where he was the needle. Like there was nobody else. Like he moved the game. It's like
he's still he's like a mini needle now.
Yeah, I don't know who moves. Like I'm not moved where I'm going to stop everything I'm doing on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon to go watch anybody.
Yep.
And that very well could be because I can record it and watch it when I want. I'm not going to take that away. We weren't able to do that back then.
That's true. Yeah.
But I really think he was not miss TV.
And no, this is no knock against Scotty, but you're not going to tell your wife that you need to be home to watch Scotty Scheffler on the back nine of Sunday at Augusta. You just don't really hear that from golf fans, I think.
I want to be like the thing that I look forward to now on the back nine on Sunday is there's 5 guys within 2 shots of the lead with 9 holes to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Like that to me is the most compelling golf we have now.
Well, I think that's the difference when you go back to your first question of do we have anybody like Tiger now? Like, I remember being younger and I had to make damn well sure that I was able to watch as much as all 4 rounds.
Sure.
And now, as much as I like golf and watching golf, I'm content catching the end of Saturday and then watching Sunday.
Yeah, yeah. And you're right. I mean, I canceled plans to watch Saturday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I really did. Yeah.
I remember in '97, I didn't go on a date to watch Sunday.
See, and you ended up just fine. I love that.
I did. My dad and I had a Masters tradition where we would play golf in the morning and then watch the Masters at night. We did it for like 18 years.
I love it.
And
That's what's so great about this week is that just there's so many traditions. Okay, uh, let's play in or out, and I only have two of them for now because I didn't have much time. So, are you in or are you out? That's it. All right, are we ready? We
Yeah.
don't have any music yet, but
dun
we're,
dun
we're
dun.
ready to play in or are you out? All right, we're going to stay on the theme of Tiger and the Masters. So just two of them. Without Tiger
In,
Woods, golf wouldn't be as popular. Are you in or are you out?
in.
I'm all in.
In. The Masters would still be as popular if it were played at a different venue each year. Are you
Out,
in or are you out?
out.
I'm all out.
I'm out.
And it doesn't even have to necessarily be Augusta, but if there was an iconic course that was constantly held at, that
Mm, but
situation holds more to me than moving it around all the time.
see, I disagree. I think it's Augusta. I think Augusta is
No,
part of the lure.
I understand that, but I'm just think of how many courses that we have never even learned about that are probably as beautiful as Augusta is.
Sure. So,
That so I'm just saying, if you found just a stunningly iconic course and you held the Masters every year there for 100 years, I love
so
Augusta. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think that the allure is that it's in the same place and it's an amazing course like Augusta. So you could
yeah.
probably get that same effect of pick another beautiful course and just keep holding it there.
Well, so what if the Masters was just moved to like Pebble?
Well, I mean, but so let's just say we never had it at Augusta to begin with, and it's always been at Pebble. We would still probably have the same infatuation with the Masters every year because it's at Pebble.
I don't-
Wow. I disagree.
Yeah, I do too.
Are you saying that if
I think it's literally Augusta. I
I
think
do.
that's what it is. I just that's why it's
but
an
what
internet.
but why? Why Augusta?
So I think it's this. I think that the
But
standard that Augusta has is way different than the standard that almost anywhere else has as far as aesthetics, playability, difficulty, fairness.
But is that true only because Augusta's had been able to hold on to the Masters just for as long as they have, and they've capitalized on it so they can have those standards?
I see
I
what you're
think
saying, like because
I understand what you're saying, Mike, but I think that there are so many other. You could do that with almost any event that you want.
Sure.
So take any other PGA Tour event that's been around for 100 years. Why
I
do
think
they not have the same allure that the Masters has?
It's not a major, first of all.
Well, why not? If it's been the same place for 100 years, it could have more.
I can't think of any other places that have hosted a tournament for that long.
mm,
In a significantly smaller capacity, I look forward to the Dell Match Play. I love the course that they hold it on.
well, the match play isn't played
And,
anymore, but
and that would change for me if that moved around. So for me, I think there's just a general allure to this course is at a high enough standard that we will continue to have it here. And I think you could have achieved that with other places, just as much as Augusta mastered that.
or, or I'll even throw another wrinkle into it. Are you in or are you out? The Masters would still be popular if it were played still at Augusta, but it was the final major of the year. Does it being the first major give it that much more hype level?
I think it does for
I
me
think it does because everybody's waiting. It's the first major of the year.
well,
It's been like 9 months since
and think of
the
where we are
Open.
geographically. Like for it's starting to get nice outside. We're going to start playing golf. It's starting to
Yeah.
get spring. I don't think a major held in the windy tundras of North Scotland in spring would really vault me into my obsession of golf for the season, the way that the scenery of the Masters does.
So my question is this: when we had the Masters in the fall, it wasn't the same event.
It
Right?
wasn't. It wasn't. That's why
The
it's
course
so
is totally
perfect.
different. The
It's so
weather.
perfect because it's
Yeah,
in April. It starts the golf season for all of us that haven't played all December. And by the way, I have yet to hit a
Well,
golf
and I
ball
think
in
the real question
2025.
is, would vasectomies be as popular in September as they are in
or
April?
or during March Madness, which is actually
Right.
a thing because I think doctors are offering like 50% off, or I think no, maybe they're upcharging. I can't remember, but I don't know. I think it's all about Augusta. I really do.
I agree. I think that
And Chris, you've been there, right?
I've been once. That's it.
Yeah, I've been once too. So, Mike, and I know you haven't been there yet. So,
Well, I mean, I played Tiger Woods Golf '06
okay,
on
that's fair.
PlayStation.
That's fair.
That's
That's
a
fair.
close. That's
That's close.
I
It's
get
close
it. I
enough.
can
It
see.
gets the heart beating with the dum 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 right when you hit that really really good
Right.
shot.
The knee
I don't
knockers.
think there's anything like walking up Magnolia Lane.
Sure.
See, I haven't done Magnolia Lane. When I was down there before I went near Magnolia Lane and I was at the gates and I peeked under and I almost got in trouble, but I haven't done Magnolia Lane.
Oh, just walking like you own it.
I know. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was in or out. Dude,
And then get
cue the
kicked
music.
out like you don't own it.
Okay, we'll finish the pod here with fill in the blank, and we'll continue to do these series. We're even going to have them with guests too, because I think it'll be great topics. All right, fill in the blank. Rory McIlroy will be remembered as. You can be as wordy as you want,
The
or it can be-
greatest golfer that never was.
Okay, Chris.
Do I like? For me, it's hard because he has 10 years of his career left.
Okay,
Like I think it's early for that.
Yeah.
But right. And if I was going to end it today,
sure.
I would say played.
Rory McIlroy will be remembered as played.
Yeah, I think the PGA Tour played him.
Ooh, interesting. Boy, that okay, I'm going to finish my fill in the blank and then we can get into that because I kind of like that. My fill in the blank is Rory McIlroy will be remembered as one of the greatest golfers to never win the Masters.
Yep.
Wow.
And that's on Masters week.
I actually
think-
picked him to win this week.
Okay, here's my
maybe
follow-up.
maybe you're going
My
to
first
jinx him
time
into
ever.
winning.
Here, maybe I'm doing reverse psychology for you, Rory. So, Rory, if you somehow find this on your dial and you're listening to this, you're welcome. But is Rory McIlroy the modern day Phil Mickelson, where Phil couldn't win the U.S. Open, where Rory can't win the Masters to complete the Grand Slam?
No, because
He's not. He's not.
Not for me because Phil was always trying to beat Tiger. Rory's just trying to beat himself.
Agreed, but it's still the same thing, though. Like
Sure.
he still can't win the one.
I
major
think
that
I
eludes
think
him.
that the answer to Rory's career changes if Rory was like 8 years younger and his career started just a little bit later.
Wait, what?
Hmm.
What
He thinks
do
he
you
would have
mean by
started
that?
his career outside of the Tiger era.
Right.
I think is where he's going.
So wait, if you
I
was
think
bo-
if you
are
nerd
saying
out
he was
on
born
if
in,
you
in the wrong era, which by the way he
should have been
was.
born in February.
Phil Mickelson was born in the wrong era. He just was
Yeah,
born
I mean,
when
I
Tiger.
think a lot. If you really just sat down, if you did a school report on the greatness of Rory McIlroy, and just, it would be incredible.
Yeah.
But then if you shadow that with the overlap of Tiger's dominance in some of those years, I think some of that gets overlooked. Like the amount of wins he has, we haven't had somebody like that in a long time, except for Tiger.
Right.
What is he up to? 24 wins.
How many wins Rory has?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me find out.
Because what do you get lifetime exemption? Is it 20 wins or 22 wins, something like that?
What is that? He has 28 wins. Career.
Right.
28 wins. Yeah.
I think PGA lifetime exemption is 20 or 22 wins, and he's the last person to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's the.
For
think he's the
whatever he
modern-
gets remembered as, he has one of the most beautiful swings, and that's what I care about the most.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I like that.
There
That's
we go.
true. You're not wrong
I
there.
wouldn't make a statement like if I didn't think that his position as a leader in the game, making decisions in the game was
Yeah.
different, I would say that he's arguably the greatest driver of the golf ball.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
And what if Phil Mickelson was born like 10 years later or 10 years prior? How many more majors would he have? Think about that. Isn't that amazing?
I don't
Yeah.
think he has that many more because I don't think he would have tried as hard.
So you think Tiger pushed him?
I think Tiger moved the entire game forward.
He pushed everybody.
Yeah.
You're right. I
They
get
had no
that.
choice.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we talk about amazing stats in golf. I mean, Nicklaus had 19 seconds in majors.
Yeah. And that's the craziest stat too.
That's 37.
37 almost majors.
Nobody's ever done that.
Nobody will ever do that now. The golf's too hard now. Yeah. Fields are too deep.
That's
Okay.
just
I think that's why I don't like having greatest ever conversations. I don't think you can compare
I agree.
Jack's era to Tiger's era to anybody else's era.
it's
Like
hard.
You can't.
Jack played in an era
Statistically,
where
it's very
most
hard.
of those guys were plumbers on the weekend because you can't make it.
The only
And now
argument,
you have sponsorships and
the only GOAT era you can make the argument is Jordan is going to be the GOAT.
Agree.
And I'm going to get a lot of flack from all the LeBron fans that listen to this show, but sorry.
Oh, well,
Michael Jordan is going to be the GOAT.
facts are facts. When you walk down the street and you ask people, "Hey, where'd you get your Jordans?" or "Hey, where'd you get your bronze?"
Yeah, and I've never heard of anybody stealing a pair of LeBrons.
I just
I
saying.
like Shaq's shoes.
Jack's. Oh, you know what? I actually like the Reebok pumps. Those were great. I think Barkley wore those. Those were awesome.
When was the last time Jordan played basketball?
In the NBA?
He
Do you
still
know the
makes
an-
more money than Bron.
Oh, sure. 19
Like
was it 99?
something like that. He
Yeah.
won his sixth and said, "Peace out."
Yeah.
And by the way, he didn't
He-
play for a few years in the middle there.
He's never even seen game 7. Okay.
Imagine a guy walks away after he won 3 and then
Mhm.
comes back and wins 3.
After 1 year. He's like, I'm just going to go play baseball.
Right.
Here's trivia. Do you guys remember who won the year that he was out? Who won the NBA championship in 1995, the year he was out?
Pistons?
No idea.
Houston Rockets. Akeem Olajuwon.
Oh, Keem Olajuwon, yeah.
Twin Towers.
Yeah. And Akeem Olajuwon should probably thank Jordan. He probably should send him Christmas cards on Easter
Yeah.
for that ring. Okay, last fill in the blank. This is going to be a good one too because this is going to I mean this should create I hope our listeners have this conversation with their buddies. But the PGA Tour would be better if I'll start.
I was going to say, who wants to go first?
I'll start. The PGA Tour would be better if all the best players were on one tour. And yes, that means live.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing I was going to say. I was going to say if it settled its business with Liv.
It's under one monetary umbrella. Why can't they just do that?
I think the
Mike,
PGA
what's
Tour
yours?
would be better if they played more abroad.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so PGA Tour events.
So where do you want them to play?
Yeah, because the British Open is not a PGA Tour event.
No.
And nor is the Masters.
No. Nor is the U.S. Open.
Nor is the U.S. Open. The only PGA Tour event that's a major is the PGA, yeah.
PGA, yeah.
Not
Just
its own. That's owned
Okay,
by the
so
PGA.
what do you want the tour to
PGA
do,
Tour
Mike?
operates it.
a
Correct.
couple tournaments in Australia, Asia, pair up with DP.
Why would that? How would that make it better?
I think that one of the reasons they had so much trouble with Liv is because Liv was playing all over the place, and they thought they had a market of golf attractiveness in places outside the U.S.
So
I think you possibly even avoid some of the Liv stuff if they were.
Are you going that to like maybe grow the game more?
Yeah. I think that leaves.
So if we
less
go to
places
Moscow,
for-
Russia, we're going to grow the game.
I'm not sure if I'd play in Russia.
Okay, I'm just.
that was a bit absurd, but that's.
I
all right.
mean, there's some unbelievable courses throughout the world that I would love to see the best players in the world play.
Are they tour courses though?
I don't know.
Are you
I'm watching
saying
it on
PGA
TV, so
Tour
I don't
guys
care.
Or professional guys.
No, the PGA
Oh,
Tour
sure.
would be better if it's the PGA Tour.
So
Yeah.
you're saying if the PGA Tour was a global tour and we didn't have other satellite tours, DP, PGA Tour.
No, I think you
Voluntary.
can still. I think you can still have those satellite tours too. I mean, it's the same. We play a couple
The
baseball
World
games down in Mexico.
Tour.
MLB plays down in Mexico and plays over in Europe. Like I think just slowly expanding. It's not like you put half of the tour in Europe, but you have an event or two over there, and I would
Okay.
love to see. I'd love
Well,
to see those guys play some of the most ridiculous courses in the world.
So you're taking the baseball and the football route, how the NFL is going over to Germany 3 games a
Yeah,
year and
like
going
they
down to
do some
Brazil.
exhibition games, have a meaningful tournament. Like they
Hmm.
do Zozo. Zozo's huge.
Eh,
Zozo is
oh,
huge in what it's done for golf in Japan.
yeah, I don't know if it's huge though. I can't tell you the last time I
trying
watched
to
the Zozo.
trying to think of how to frame this. So they do play in the places that you want to go. They just don't have a PGA Tour event. They have a DP event there. But now the
Sure.
PGA Tour owns a vested interest in the DP
Hmm.
Tour. So technically, you have what you're asking for. It's just the best players can't go there because they have to play minimum amount of events on the PGA Tour to
Right.
win membership, and vice versa. And this is one of the problems I have with Rory is he's on the board of both tours.
Wait, is he still? I thought he stepped down.
Well, he's on the advisory council now. He's not on. He's a step above where he was before.
Okay.
Or maybe he did step down, but when he was there, I don't know. I don't want to misspeak.
No,
But
you're
my
good.
thing is, he was that position on both tours,
Okay.
so he could control. I don't want to
I,
say control, but he had a vested interest in how he knew how we ran the PGA Tour, and he knows how they run that tour, and he had a voting interest in both.
I'll
All he
completely
had to do
change
is
my
play
answer.
on both
The
sides.
PGA Tour would be better if you could fix divots in the fairway. They would shut the hell up about the distance debate and they'd grow the
There
rough
it
out.
is. That's all. That's all I wanted to hear.
There we go.
That's exactly what we wanted. I think that's exactly what the listeners were probably expecting
And
from you, Mike.
footnote, I think the PGA Tour would be at least. I love how MLB every spring training tries things out, like the challenge, the pitches, and all the different stuff. I want a year where they trial every city. There's a qualifier for a bunch of like 5 handicaps, and they get the last spot in the tournament, just to see how absolutely terrible they would play tournament conditions against PGA Tour pros. I
So
want to see the average Joe get to play in a tournament every once in a while.
I would love to see that, but who wants to play with that guy?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't think they. So,
As a
oh,
as a as a
I'll tell you
PGA Tour
who,
professional,
Scotty
that's fine.
Scheffler, because he's so damn nice.
I don't. I think even
Well, they're not
Scotty.
going to make the cut.
Scotty's just got to have like some
They're
sort
not
of
going to
like
make the
dick side
cut.
to him.
So yeah, but they're not going to make
But
the
they still
cut.
have
So
to
they're
play with
just playing.
somebody.
They're just
Like, you
playing
can play
on.
with the 400th ranked player in the world.
Well, they do that at Augusta when they have an odd number of people.
So all of this golf made me
Well,
think
no,
about
that's just a select. That's one person who plays,
all
and
of
Sure,
that's
all,
only
that's what.
Saturday and Sunday.
But he has to
all.
play with somebody.
Right, and that guy's like a +4. His last name is McDermott.
You see, Mike, you and I want to play with Scotty. That would be a dream come true, but they don't want to play with
Sure.
us.
Oh, for sure.
Okay,
I'm totally coming
Not a
up with that for
competitive
selfish
round.
reasons.
not a competitive round. With all these tours, it made me think of something about live and live players and how they actually perform in majors. And my thought is, and I did just pull up the Masters leaderboard, and yes, there is a couple of live players in the top 10. However, here's my question to you guys is, do you think, listeners, Chris is pumping his fist in excitement there. Do you think live players don't perform well outside of Bryson DeChambeau because he's probably one of the best players on live? He's actually probably one of the best players for the game of golf right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But do you think some live players like Rahm had a bad day? Obviously Sergio. I'm not saying older players, but some live players don't play well in these major events because they only play 54 holes and they're not really playing for anything other than money. Do you think
No.
that is
I don't think Liv's been around long enough to have a data set that actually backs anything up like that. You
okay.
would have to look. You would have to look at how all those players fared in majors before Liv, and it's probably the same answer. As what
Okay,
they do
well, so
now.
Rahm won the green jacket and then he left, and then
Sure.
now what has he done? He's obviously he's going to play, but didn't he miss the cut last year?
Well, yeah, but I mean, there's a bunch of guys that have won a green jacket and haven't sniffed a cut line in the Masters
That's what I'm saying, and then that went
that
through.
are
Okay,
PGA players.
that's true.
When's the last time Danny Willett did much, or like there's a bunch of guys that have won a major.
That brings up a great point. Who's the major winner that you always forget that had won the Masters? Mine was actually Danny Willett. I totally
Schwartzel.
forgot he won won when Spieth hit it in 12 until I saw the champions the champions dinner picture. And I was like, oh yeah, Danny Willett won the Masters. He's always the one that I forget.
Yeah, that's a good one to slip.
Because nobody wanted him to win that year.
I mean,
Like, everybody
my
was
guy I
all
always
about
forget
Jordan.
is Charles Schwartzel.
Sure.
Charles Schwartzel.
Which is another one of the best. swings
Probably
in golf.
because I always get his name tied up with Chucky Three Sticks. I think of Charles Howell and Charles Schwartzel like together when
yeah.
I just think of the name.
Charles Howell the third.
Chucky 3, yeah. Sergio T27. Oh, I can't say anything to this because this is going to ruin it for Chris. But anyway,
You're going to say whatever you want.
that's good.
I'll watch the next 2 hours.
Okay, everybody, that has been fill in the blank, and we're going to do it again.
That's a good one. I like those two. They're
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Well, I think that's it for now. We can edit some of this stuff out, but boys, enjoy the Masters. I mean, it's 9:30 there. Are you gonna really stay up late and watch the rest of the round?
It's a major. And
You got
it is-
nothing. You got nothing to do.
I have to work in the morning. I got to leave my house at.
He didn't tell you that he made his old fashioned with Red Bull.
No.
There it is. Ooh, that just sounds. It's a good way to ruin Woodford. for
Bruce's
sure.
coffee with
Yeah.
Bruce's coffee with Monster.
Okay, wait, real quick. How many loops do you have tomorrow?
Just one. I only do one a day.
Oh, okay,
No more doubles. I'm too old.
okay. Are you carrying?
I like to practice after I work. So
Are you four caddying, or are you on a cart? Or are you carrying bags?
no, I'm carrying 2 bags.
You're two.
Yeah.
That kind of counts as a double loop in itself.
That's a double loop. That's
Yeah, it's one time around. Just 2 bags.
2 bags. 2 bags, 1 loop.
All right, here's your question. Would you rather single bag twice or double bag once?
Double bag once, 1,000%.
Yeah, 100%.
The same
Less
money
steps. Yeah.
10 hours.
Yeah.
Wait between rounds.
I'm not even thinking money at that point. I'm just thinking which would my body give up first on.
You ever calculate how much money you made caddying and then just divide it by how many steps you've made?
Mhm.
You don't have to answer. Oh, you really have? Like how much money you're making per? I'm walking right now and I'm making money.
Yeah.
I
I've
like
done
that.
it per shot with a player. I've done it. Yeah, I've broken it down a bunch of different ways.
Golf shots, not actual shots, listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Golf shots, not shots of Jaegers or
shots.
you don't
That's
shoot.
live.
That's live. And they got their music on. I mean, come on, Chris. I know you like live, and I get it.
Red
But
Bull tequila would be my thing if we were at Live.
can live do without the music?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so cheesy. It just is.
I don't see live around too much longer, to be honest with you.
I don't
I
think
hope
they
it's
want
not because I want everybody to be on the same tour. Like I want all the best players on the same tour.
I look at live like I look at private equity firms when they buy a corporation. They try and strip it for parts, make what money they can, and they bounce.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. I do. I want to see Rom every weekend. I want to see Cam Smith and his mullet. I really do. I have nothing against the players. I don't. I was
Do you
very,
think the PGA players that didn't leave live will have something against the live players coming back to the tour?
Oh, of course they will.
Mm.
Well,
I
actually, you
think
know what?
The players who will have the most to say are the guys who make more of the enterprise money. If they came back and may make more enterprise money than I do and I stayed,
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those would be the most resentful,
Yeah.
I think.
That could
Because
make
then
for
they
some good
get
golf.
their cake and eat it too because they left and got their money. Now they come back and get their money again.
That could make
Yeah.
for some good golf.
'Cause it all came down to NIL. I mean, that's ultimately what you're getting paid for.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Ooh, interesting. I love it. This is great.
I mean, we
All right,
can talk-
boys, let's get out of here. Chris, go enjoy the Masters. Mike, have fun with baseball and Nolan.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Cynthia and Jeff Dubois, for the glass from La Triomphe.
Appreciate you, boys. Miss you, Chris.
Miss you too, boys.
Rough Fairways is produced by Eddie Dunn, Mike Sells, and Chris Schwartz. Listeners, as always, we appreciate your support. Enjoy the Masters. Happy spring. Get out and play some golf. See you next time. And remember, be kind to each other.